Right. So thank you for attending. Those of you who are here and those of you who are trying to come in, we will see you soon if we don't see you in the recording. Yes, on Monday, we started by sharing what is publishing before and now. And also, we talked to Sally about understanding the culture of publishing now. And we shared the fundamentals of publishing. Today, we want to get into it a little bit as we have the wonderful Latera, who is the marketing guru in Action Takers Publishing. And we want to get into the step now where we're present and we're thinking about, is this a viable thought? First thing we want to say is yes, absolutely, because we do Action Takers publishes books and collaborative books. And there is a rise in the collaborative books. And some of us are actually looking at it um, as an interruption. Some people are calling themselves interrupters because we're literally changing the face of publishing, aren't we, Latera? Take yourself off put yourself on speaker, woman.
Okay. I didn't want the background noise to be interruptive, but hopefully you
Don't
don't.
worry about it. Like, this is
Okay.
the books that I've been published in, and all of them, because we're in collaborative books, we're able to go as a number one bestseller, one in my own country because of my friends and family, and also because there was other people that were involved in the same country, and we all pitched in. And when there's 30 people in the collaborative book, there's different countries. So we have an immense power in moving the publishing and purchasing numbers when we release a book. And this in turn gives you great power when it comes to your own self-business. Right, Latera?
Yes, definitely.
Latera, tell us about some of the things that is offered nowadays for people. Like, we talked about self-publishing yesterday as well. And the thing with self-publishing is you have to wear all the hats.
Hmm.
Um, and tell me about what the company, what Action Taker does to facilitate my ease in making a decision to write a chapter.
There is so much behind this question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let me just start by saying one of my favorite proverbs is an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Action Takers Publishing has mastered the art of being a bestseller. And one of the things that is key when it comes to promoting yourself as a published author is being able to say, I am a best-selling author. So Action Takers Publishing, that's the cornerstone of what they do. They have gotten to number one international best-selling status with every single book that they have published. So
Yeah, we
you
can prove
don't
it.
have to go through the process of trying to promote your book. If you do a solo book, the problem is you are the one promoting it. And there is also a huge misconception that if you go to a traditional publisher, they will do all this marketing for you, but that's not the case. They want you to do the marketing, and they prefer that you are a social media influencer who already has tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of followers.
Mhm.
So Action Takers Publishing has turned the publishing industry on its head to empower the authors that they publish. And that is
Hence,
very crucial.
interrupters.
Yes, very much so. Very much interrupting the industry, interrupting the status quo. You get to maintain your intellectual property, which is huge.
Mm.
I cannot emphasize this enough. I've seen people go to traditional publishing companies and their work is dissected and rearranged and rewritten, and they have no creative license because they sign over their ability to do so. It is in the hands of the publisher. And that is not the case with Action Takers Publishing. It is the exact opposite. You maintain rights to your own chapter. You can publish it independently as its own standalone thing. You can reuse your content elsewhere. So just that these elements alone are enough to make Nikki and I both decide that this is the best vehicle for us as authors. But
Yes,
this is just
yes.
scratching the surface.
We both found that being a multi-author book writer has tremendous value and strategic value if you're an entrepreneur,
Hmm. Yes. Yes.
you know. And on a
Those are really
personal
good points.
level, it's
Mhm.
tremendous personal achievement.
Mhm.
Okay, keep going, girl.
All right. Thank you. So here's another thing that you might want to consider when you're deciding whether to try to do a solo book or do a collaborative book is most of our authors want to make an impact in the world. And we don't want the the huge monumentous obstacle of you're having to write your own book, publish your own book, yada yada yada. These are all stumbling blocks getting in your way of getting published. We want you to share your story with the world and make as big of an impact as possible. And in addition to being able to get your story out there, which is one of the primary reasons why you want to be an author, right? Is that we're also creating a community of people that are like-minded, that we can all lift each other up and progress and grow together in success. And when you're on your own, and it's just hard to find a support group. So that's another key
Let,
factor.
let's talk about that for a minute, Latera. That is a very powerful point.
Mhm.
Because you move, like your proverb says, you could go fast and you could be alone. But when you move consecutively with another person or more people, there is a great significant energy and there is a great power that moves with you. And we're all looking to really live in a state of ease and flow. And we're all looking for, I think, what people, great minds say, don't work hard, work easier. This is a very good tool to do exactly that.
Yeah, yeah. It's sad and tragic that there's such a low percentage of people on the planet that get their story published, and we want to remove that stumbling block for you so you can get your impactful story out into the hands of the masses.
Yes. Well, there's a few people that'll be listening to this and possibly in the room, I can't see, that have actually tried to write their book, have a book, or have stories that they want to do. But you can't do it. It's, the old type of publishing was so selective, and you stated a lot of the standards, and Sally stated a lot of the visual picture of understanding that too, that we're so limited that we still are in old thinking and we still have our pieces of writing, our pieces of work sitting on a shelf, and we don't need to do that anymore.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, the traditional publishing aspects are very stifling to the author. And Linda Sunshine West, the owner and founder of Action Takers Publishing, her mission is to empower her authors to go out and be able to use being a best-selling author as a tool to grow their business. So this is more than just as beneficial as it is to get your story out there. It's also awesome to be able to monetize as a direct result of being an author. So everything she does is geared towards helping you guys.
Do you know what the percentage is? Linda said this in one of our last prior meeting or the meeting before that. What 10 people actually write and 10% actually write, and is it 3% that actually get published?
Yeah, it's very minuscule. I would be surprised if it's 3%. I feel like it's more like 1%.
Well, you're in the industry now, so
It's
you would
like
see it quite
80%.
dramatically.
Yeah, it's like 80% of the population wants to write a book. Like you said, about 10% actually write their book. Maybe it's something like 3% actually get it published, and then there's a percent of a percent that actually get to bestseller status. So you're inside of an elite core group, and just being that, just achieving that gives you credibility. You stand out in the market because you have that credibility piece that others in your competitors might not have. So that's why it's hugely advantageous to leverage your book.
I can tell you that being a bestseller, one, got me more business. Every time I start promoting for us and I do everything that Action Takers tells me to do, um, the needle starts moving in my business and the frequency and the energy starts dynamically changing. And I do get contracts through that energy, through that dynamic, through that synergy. My whole marketing part of my business takes off basically without me having to invest extra money, without me having to invest a lot of extra energy, a lot of other time, a lot of other focus. I just stay with these ladies. I stay within the energy, and it just unfolds, and it creates more business. You know, it creates more interest toward me. I get more people looking for a free half an hour consult with me. I have more people looking to do the mindset business with me. I have people looking to do interviews with podcasts, which gets out there. And there's a rolling event that happens with this. So, and that's just one thing that happens when you publish a book is the best-selling effect and
Mhm.
the pondering of that energy. Like people really want to get into something positive, and being invited into the fold of that and into the movement of that is a lot of fun, and it's very positive for people. So it becomes somewhat infectious, which is great for business.
Mhm. Mhm. I love the fact that you used the word movement. Consider that each book that Action Takers Publishing puts out is a movement in and of itself, because of the theme of the book, all of the authors contributing to it are like-minded, and they're all pushing and progressing towards the same cause. You
Yes.
you you are shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of people that are just like you, just trying to promote the same things in the world, trying to make the same impact in the world together. And there is a great deal of power, like Niki mentioned, and synergy
Yeah.
in that. So
Yeah.
that's just one one of
Yeah.
several
Well,
benefits.
you exactly, like the fact of the visibility that exists there causes a business growth
Hmm.
simultaneously. Well, I talk with other people, and they're really trying to swim upstream, and they're really trying to get there. Well, something like this causes business growth through a synergy and a dynamic that exists with all of us. And people feel that. People feel the synergy. They feel the energy. They feel the frequency. They feel the attraction. They feel the invite. And they feel the genuine opportunities that they can experience here. So they do.
Nikki mentioned another great thing, which is she kind of shared her story uh, in her journey with action takers, and I have a very similar one. I used to consider myself a procrastinator. All of my dreams were on hold. And I feel like ever since I've been in this world, in this community that she's created, I have now become an action taker. I have an idea and I just implement it instantly. There's no procrastination involved anymore. So that's just like a part of it because you're growing as a person as well as growing your business. And the other aspect that you mentioned was the opportunities that are available because it's not just oh, let's get your book published. Oh, we're okay, good. It became bestseller. Okay, that's it. No. She said, now what? What else can we be doing? How else can we help you market yourself? And there's networking opportunities. There are speaking opportunities. There are people in the community that are podcast hosts, and you get to collaborate with other people that are in the same world and the same niche, so that you can come up with opportunities that you couldn't have even imagined before you published.
Yeah, sometimes when you're an entrepreneur, the world feels small. And sometimes the business world feels cold or lonely. And here there's a sense of community and a space where authors support, encourage, and celebrate each other. And there's that quiet sense of knowing that they're holding a space for one another, like we know that if we're doing something, other people will embrace us with what we're doing, and other people who have gifts in the same realm but are different will come to you and will belly up with their gifts as well. So it brings people around a topic and it with different experience. And then again, that is the power of writing a story, not to mention the power of the story that you tell in your book.
Mhm. For sure. Yeah, you want to make sure that your story, when you're writing, you want to make sure that you are creating a bridge between you and your ideal clients because this goes beyond the book. The chapter in a book
Yes.
is just the beginning of what this does for you. So this is, you ultimately want to be using it to grow your business, so that your ideal clients read your chapter and say, "Wow, I really need to be working with this person." That's what you want them to say in their head.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And, being a multi-author book writer leads to lasting relationships. Like, I would have never found a woman as exceptional as Latera, as Sally,
Uh,
as Linda, as Ava, the lady who was with us in the first book, in the first session here, and who will be joining us again on Friday. I would never have these working relationships if I didn't do this.
yeah, yeah. And I've noticed that it, every author in Action Takers Publishing is of a very high caliber. She really attracts the best of the best. And if you're like the people that you hang around. So you're going to become successful just by association.
Yes, there's an elevation level there. It's
Yes,
a
you're leveling up for
game
sure.
changer. It's definitely a game changer. So we're just going to come into the end here because I like to keep it around 30 minutes. So is there anything else that you would like to talk about, like strategic, game-changing movement, reshaping the future?
Oh my goodness, those are all such huge topics, and we have 5 minutes. Is there any questions? Anybody here that needs to have something addressed specifically? Nothing? Okay. Well, I'm sure we could be talking about this for
We're all
hours,
coasting in
and
the
I'll
energy.
have to come back to the next one to share some more on the topics you just mentioned. But
Yes.
so stick around for the Friday one.
Yes, we're going to give you everything we got on Friday.
Yes. So Is there anything else that you would like to share with the people that joined us today, Nikki?
Just that, when I first wrote I wrote my first book. I was invited to write the first book, and I'm even if you're just talking about writing a chapter on a creative level, there's a part of you that you think or you don't think you have. And when you work and do this chapter, you put it out there, you get caught up in the energy, you enjoy it, you think it's about the ride, and you think it's about that sense of accomplishment within that task, but it isn't. It's so much more. There's a part of me that you kind of let go because I'm not a musician. I can't sing. I can't do any art. And people equate creativity in a specific kind of way. They don't think that their knowledge and wisdom is a form of creativity. And I shared my story, and there was literally a part of me that I guess it was just sitting off quietly in a chamber of my life. And it revealed itself, and then when we became published, I was thinking, what is that? And I realized that's a part of me. That's a part of every single one of us. And then when it got published and it was done, and after the quiet of the book, there was a sense of personal completion and personal accomplishment that you don't even know you have. And it's there. And you think, oh, I would have ignored this, or I would have never fulfilled this part of me or this moment in my life if it wasn't for me getting courageous and writing my story or sharing my wisdom. And it was so profound, and it was so moving, and it made me feel so complete as a person, not as a business person, not anything, just as Nikki Hall. It's just like, oh, I'm more. I'm just a little more now. And it felt so good. And it exists in all of us. Right, Latera? Did you feel that too?
Yes, yes. The writing is a part of your growth. I love that. And I feel the exact same way. It's empowering. It's hard to if you are not already a published author, it is really hard to explain what happens when you achieve that. A lot of this imposter syndrome kind of goes out the window because you're like, well, no, I can't get down on myself. I'm a best-selling author. But there's just so much more. There's just so much more. Like it just opens up a world of opportunities that it's hard to even explain how the world just starts aligning with your intentions when you do this.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's unexplainable and incredible, and you just have to experience it for yourself.
Yes, so I encourage everyone, whether you're working as an entrepreneur or self-employed, I know each and every one of us has some innate gift and some intuitiveness that we can all profit from. We can all share. And honestly, we would love to read it. We would love to hear it. We would love to incorporate it in ourselves because we don't have that dimension. You have that dimension, and you will make us a better person. Right?
You deserve to share your story with the world.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't go to your grave taking your story with you. I think that's one of
Yeah.
the most tragic things.
Yes. We were, I think Latera and I were both in the same class, and this master teacher said to us, the thing that is that a reverend or a minister said at somebody's funeral was the worst thing that you should grieve is all the things that this person didn't get to do. The tragic thing is that, is the things that you didn't get to do before you left. So don't let that be your calling, or don't let anybody say that, you know. And so we're gonna give you the goods, a little more goods on your thinking, your positioning, and if you're looking at doing this in any manner, we're gonna take you by the hand and we're gonna show you exactly how to do it on Friday. The lovely Latera will be with us. Ava will be with us, and there might be another person with us or two that are all exceptional people, and we're just looking to share and elevate you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening to this recording. We'll see you on Friday.